Assalamualaikum. Now
जी
we are live.
जी भारत
Assalamualaikum, Mukim Saab. Assalamualaikum, Sardar Abubakar Saab. Just a
Walaikum Assalam.
just a brief introduction. Sardar Abubakar Saab is the SEVP, Chief Financial Strategy Officer of Mobilink Microfinance Bank, and Mr. Mukimul Haq is the Chief Commercial Strategy Officer at Etisalat PTCL. I'll be having a fireside chat with these two guys. So let's begin our question and answer session. Are you ready?
जी श्योर अकबर श्योर
Sure, thank you.
Ready, G, ready.
All right. So my first question to Mukimul Haq Saab. So what are the core building blocks for a transformation in your point of view?
Akbar, I think when you talk about digital transformation and transformation as a whole, I think the first and foremost thing starts with the strategy and the vision, what you really want to do with it. So I think the first building block for me is really where you want to go, and I think that's the first part of it. The second part of this for me, the core building block would be how do you empower your employees? Because it's linked to culture as well. Because let me give you an example of what I mean. Um, when you're going for a transformation or digital transformation in particular, the sharing of data will be very different. It's a very different risk approach. So you risk, you fail, you learn, and you get back. In a typical organization, what we normally do is that we have this hierarchy where everything goes to the top, approved, and then comes back. In a different transformation, you need to have the ability to empower your employees where they can take a risk, fail, and move on. And then that's what a very important building block of the transformation journey. It's not going to be much top driven. The third thing, I think what I would say is where I think if you understand from your customer needs, because it all ends with the customer, right? So that part of the journey, the organizations need to understand where do you want to be with the customer. You're probably going to be out of the bag. And I think for me, the last thing obviously becomes the organization, the processes, how agile you want to be. I think that is, so if you have all these four ingredients, so strategy, when I say strategy, and I think empowering your employees, organization process, and the customer in the middle. I think if you have these four sorted out, you're in very
That's good. That's good. I think whenever we hear about digital transformation, we always have two industries in our mind. One is the telcos, and the other one is the banking industry. So one more question, Mukim Saab. Do you think that in Pakistan we are ready for this digital leap right now?
I think from my perspective, we are not there yet. But if I look at the journey that we've taken over the last 1.5 years, the leap we've taken, I think we are on the right path towards that journey. And I think the readiness to me is also a part bearing of where you want to go as a country, right? So if you're looking at the infrastructure, I think from infrastructure connectivity perspective, the country has held relatively well. We have done fairly well in terms of providing bandwidth and connectivity. We may not be the most ideal, we may not be the best in every scenario. There are a lot of areas which do not get the required bandwidth, but I think we've held the things together. We have held it together for at least this period of the last 1 year. So we've tested ourselves. So I think from an infrastructure perspective, yes, I think we are there and we're looking at further spectrum auctions, looking at the government solving the right of way. So I think from the infrastructure point of view, we're very much getting there. The other part of that is, as an organization, as our channels, if I talk particularly from a telco perspective, I think we have the ambitions defined, but we are not there yet in the sense that if you look at the percentage of online sales that even if we are doing today, I think are nowhere close to what somebody like Daraz or anyone else is doing. We eventually have a physical interaction with the customer somewhere or the other. So the way we design our experiences is still running on physical shops and we're running on physical locations. So if I look at that, I see a lot of opportunity from a process organization. We need to become more agile. And I think I see a lot of opportunity there. So we're not there yet. However, what I'm excited to see, and I think Abubakar will add more to it, that I think the realization, so then the first thing of any change is awareness. And I think that awareness is very much hard on and everybody is aware of it. And it's been discussed in all of the management rooms. I think that is the first part of any change to come in. So I think the vision and awareness is very much getting in. I think we're now in the execution stage. So I hope that, when we're sitting here probably next year and the year thereafter, we will be seeing some radical changes in the way the companies will tend to operate and how they deliver their experiences.
Inshallah, inshallah. All right, my next question is to Abu Bakr. Sir, is COVID fueling digital transformation for telcos, and how can telcos capture this wave?
Yeah, absolutely, Akbar. वो क्या कहते हैं ना, necessity is the mother of invention. So COVID times में तो invention became necessary when physical interactions became limited and still ongoing, where you can't even meet your loved ones, you cannot conduct business just through physical channels as you used to. Businesses had to quickly innovate, and I think वहाँ पे the businesses that are already invested in a digital customer journey, a digital backend, simplified processes, they took a first mover advantage, and the rest are playing catch up. अब असल चीज ये है अकबर कि ये कोविड के टाइम्स में जो ऑनलाइन ग्रोसरी ऑर्डरिंग हो रही है, ऑनलाइन बाइंग एंड सेलिंग हो रही है, फूड डिलीवरी सर्विसेज, डिजिटल हेल्थ, डिजिटल एजुकेशन मॉडल जो इम्प्लीमेंट हुए हैं सरकार की तरफ से, प्राइवेट सेक्टर से, अब असल चीज ये है कि अब ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस पे है, कस्टमर्स तो है ही है, बट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस सरकार का फोकस होना चाहिए टू एम्बेड दिस बिहेवियर into their day-to-day activities, because it's very, very easy to fall back into old routines. And we shouldn't be relying on COVID staying. Unfortunately, it's a menace. We shouldn't be relying on this virus, this menace, this pandemic to fuel a positive growth story. If inshallah things get better over a period of time and we go to our own old ways of doing everything in a cumbersome bureaucratic fashion, तो उसकी वजह से that means we've lost our customer. We were unable to show the customer the value proposition of operating digitally. So I think the next frontier for telcos and for all industries is to make sure that the customer behavior of digital focus, of seamless journeys, of simplification is now embedded as we enter into the next phase of COVID and then post-COVID.
Right, right. So is digital age के अंदर what kind of innovation should we expect from the telcos?
या देखिए अकबर, इसमें अब telcos in पाकिस्तान के कई बड़े clear मसाइल हैं और इसमें कोई political बात नहीं है. ARPUs are very low, so average revenue per user is low. Per customer less than $2 on average एक telco कमाता है. It's a capex intensive industry, right? So you upfront invest on spectrum, आप invest करते हैं cell sites coverage पे, and then you start reaping the benefit of it later on. अब अगर आपने एक telco ने सिर्फ price और volume पे खेलना है, जो कि अभी generally game होती है, right? So आप कहते हैं यार इतने voice के minutes ले लो, इतने MBs ले लो, SIM नहीं लगाई 3 महीने से वापस लगा लो, ये इतनी अच्छी offer मिलेगी. तो कोई शक नहीं है that speed, quality will still continue to be a calling card of a telco. कोई शक नहीं है. Because the primary reason that a customer uses a telco is connectivity. However, it is now up to the telcos to then offer something more to customers. अब उसमें 2-3 पहलू हैं innovation के जिस पे काम हो रहा है, but we should expect that more front and center going forward. एक तो personalization है. We should expect telcos to offer services and products that are more relevant to an individual customer. अब technology इतनी enrich हो चुकी है that with the right permissions of customers, with the right data security of customers, we should be able to offer customers what they need rather than a one-size-fits-all approach. The second aspect is what I would call value-added services 2.0 or digital services. Now you can offer digital insurance. आप इंश्योरेंस सर्विस सब्सक्राइब कर लें, आपके मोबाइल बैलेंस से कटना शुरू हो जाएगा. There are players that are getting into the digital education space, both on a B2C model and on a B2B model. There are now e-commerce companies that are now partnering with telcos for joint bundling. So the premise now is that can you actually become an ecosystem player for your customer? कि when you are having a conversation, घर में बैठे हो अपने फैमिली के साथ और डिस्कस कर रहे हो, यार मेरी ये कंटेंट नीड है, मेरी ये कनेक्टिविटी नीड है, मेरी ये मोबाइल गेमिंग की नीड है, आर यू then the brand name that comes to mind in that household? And I think that kind of innovation space जो ले लेगा उसको definitely a competitive advantage मिलेगा फिर.
I think you mentioned that the telcos are earning like $2 per customer. So is this $2 figure is a per day amount or per month amount or per year? What's that?
काश per day होती.
पर डे होती तो जबरदस्त होता अकबर, लेकिन ये $2 भी जो मैंने बोला ना वो उस वक्त के डॉलर का बताया जब 100 पे था. तो I use the words less than $2. And this goes to show that the approach then has been a mass approach, right? Pakistan is a very big country, 50% less smartphone penetration, huge opportunities, कोई शक नहीं है. So and the approach has been to cater for the masses. But going forward, when your network coverage advantage runs out, अब अगर से एक टेलको ए का भी टावर उधर लगा हुआ है, टेलको बी का भी टावर उधर ही लगा हुआ है, एक दिन तो इस तरह आएगा. अब सबकी अपनी स्ट्रेंथ्स हैं, ज्योग्राफीज हैं, कोई शक नहीं है, और वो रहेंगी किसी हद तक. बट ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम जो नेटवर्क का एडवांटेज है शायद वो डिमिनिश होता जाए. उसके लिए प्रोडक्ट इनोवेशन जरूरी होगी. यू कैन नॉट जस्ट रिलाई कि क्योंकि मेरा टावर लगा हुआ है तो बस दैट विल बी गुड इनफ. फॉर अ व्हाइल शॉर्ट टर्म यस, बिकॉज एक ब्रांड लोकल कम्युनिटी में एस्टैब्लिश होता है, उसको तोड़ना मुश्किल होता है. बट ओवर अ मिड टू लॉन्ग टर्म you will have to differentiate when it comes to the offerings, the personalization. आप एक घर को, एक फैमिली को किस तरह लेके चलते हैं, बिकॉज अक्सर गलती ये होती है कि we view individuals without an understanding कि they also operate on an ecosystem. उसी घर में आपको डिजिटल फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज की जरूरत पड़ती है. आपने मनी ट्रांसफर करना है, आपने स्कूल की फी पेमेंट करनी है, आपने कोई ट्रैवल की बुकिंग करनी है. Those are the kind of services that makes a telco an ecosystem player. जब आपको connectivity चाहिए तो आपके ज़हन में फिर वो telco आए. I think that's the next frontier.
Right. All right. My next question is to Mukim Saab. Mukim Saab, do you think there our telcos are ready and have the required capabilities for the agile age?
I think the capabilities will need to be built. It's a game of a mindset shift. इसमें capability से ज़्यादा it's about the mindset change. So जिस तरह हम बात कर रहे थे कि how will we eventually end up serving the customer. So it's one thing is to say कि मेरा टावर है और मैं connectivity provide कर रहा हूँ. The second thing is who actually owns the customer. So I think उस agility क्यों ज़रूरी है? Let me give you an example. So I give you an example as a neutral example. Let's say Zameen.com. आप सब जाते हैं, everybody must have seen it. Zameen.com पे ना आपको फाइनेंसिंग का भी बटन लगा होता है. So when you see a certain property, तो वो कहते हैं जी do you want to finance it. अब आप फाइनेंस करते हैं ना, तो अभी वहाँ पे 4 बैंकों के नाम आते हैं. So बैंक अल हबीब बैंक, whatever, 3-4 बैंक्स के नाम आ जाएंगे, वो आपको रेट्स देंगे. So one thing will happen for sure. 3-4 years down the line, बैंक का नाम नहीं आएगा. Zameen.com will actually negotiate a bulk deal. Whichever bank provides the best rate to them, given the volume of customers that will approach through Zameen.com, Zameen.com will decide कि property किसने finance करनी है. आप as a customer Zameen.com के customer होंगे because you're getting the entire ecosystem. The same is the challenge with the telco as well. Are we geared up for a zero touch? I mean, if you look at the likes of Facebook and Google of the world, there is no physical touch point. उसके लिए जो organizations के अंदर, because we are generally been hardware driven, so we are going to have a major mindset change that needs to come in. It is changing, but is it as a central point of that? Not really, not at this point in time. Because अभी भी हम infrastructure provider बनते हैं. Infrastructure is still a core business that we go into. But I think the companies that will survive will be the ones who will adapt to this naturally and on a fast track basis. So realization is there. As I said last time, the realization is there. But if you tell me, do we have all the ingredients in place? No. Is everybody thinking about it? Yes. So we are looking and redoing our processes and trying to reduce our turnaround times and to make sure that the customer is getting a good experience. However, I think there is going to be a radical leap over the next few years that will need to come in. Usme again, empowerment of employees. If I give example for myself, when you talk about a Nirvana customer experience, you would like a customer to be able to contact me digitally and will be able to resolve his complaint by self-care, for example, right? It's all self-care eventually. The system is so automated, supported by an AI or a chatbot. And that would mean that, we have to redo all our processes to come to that level. It means some investments, but empowering our employees as well. then my employees would need to be enabled digitally, and the processes need to be simplified with much more empowerment at the front line. So I think we're gradually going there, but we're not there yet.
Great, great. And there's a question from the audience that what do the telcos mean when they say agile age?
Yeah,
I think when we talk about, to me, okay, let me define what digital transformation actually would look like when we say about agile. Agile for me is something where you eliminate wastage in one form or the other, if I can use the word. I think for me, it is coming down and eliminating repetitive processes and in a simplest form. जिस तरह हम बात करते हैं ना, displacement का concept होता है ना physics में. What is the shortest and the fastest way to do these things? And you normally use automation or a lean structure to get that view. So I think for me, it is faster and better turnaround time to the customer end of the day, whether it's fulfillment, whether it's provisioning, आपने कुछ sale करनी है. So it's actually enabling, the agile for me means enabling the customer to do most of the work by himself without even involving an intervention from the organization. And that eventually for me would be an agile experience.
Yeah, but can I add to that?
Yes.
एक चीज जो बड़ी जरूरी है ना हमारे लिए, and as Mukeem and I are friends, so I always respect and we generally agree with each other's views. I fully endorse what he's saying. And ये जो agile का concept है या digital का concept है, one thing that we should be very wary of is that some organizations, some telcos, practitioners overcomplicate digital and agile. जिस तरह मुकीम ने बड़ा सिंप्लीफाई करके बताया कि जी क्या होना चाहिए. A lot of us say कि अच्छा यार डिजिटल होना है तो डिजिटल का मतलब है ऐप बना दो. बैक एंड प्रोसेसेस उतने ही मैनुअल हो, उतने कागजात भरे हुए हो, उतना ही रिडंडेंट हो, लेकिन अगर एक कस्टमर के लिए एक ऐप है ना तो हम कहते हैं जी हम डिजिटल हो गए. आधी कौम अभी भी फीचर फोन पे बैठी हुई है, उसको आप IVR पे, वॉइस रिकग्निशन पे, USSD स्ट्रिंग पे जब वो डायल करते हैं ना #786 या कोई और स्ट्रिंग, that is also digital channels. So digital doesn't have to mean something very complex, very cumbersome, जो कि आप सीख नहीं सकते. And the same goes for agile. जब agile की wave आई है, तो then you will see a lot of agile practitioners coming around, focusing on the methodology part, focusing on the deep dive in the theory part. जबकि डिजिटल एंड एजाइल का रियल वैल्यू है जब उसका आप बिजनेस पर्सपेक्टिव लेते हैं. टेक्नोलॉजी तो हिंड्रेंस ही नहीं रही अब यार. टेक्नोलॉजी तो आए दिन इतनी डेवलप हो रही है कि जो लोग डिजिटल की बात करके टेक्नोलॉजी फोकस करते हैं ना, वो कस्टमर का नहीं सोचते. कस्टमर यूज केसेस, कस्टमर फोकस एरियाज, कस्टमर जर्नीज. तो अक्सर लोग कहते हैं ना यार कोडैक के पास पहला राइट था या वन ऑफ द फर्स्ट राइट्स था डिजिटल कैमरे का. राइट्स लेके क्या करना है, टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में नहीं सोचना चाहिए. हमें ये सोचना चाहिए सिंपली पुट that how agile, digital and other means can actually help from a business, commercial, a customer point of view. Then I think it will help us simplify things going forward.
अच्छा अबू बकर साहब, अभी इस कॉन्फ्रेंस के अंदर काफ़ी बात हुई सिक्योरिटी के पर्सपेक्टिव से, ट्रस्ट के पर्सपेक्टिव से. तो मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूँगा कि यार हाउ कैन कस्टमर ट्रस्ट बी एस्टैब्लिश्ड इन डिजिटल चैनल्स?
यार ये एक एक्सीलेंट क्वेश्चन बाय द वे. इट्स अ वेरी रेलेवेंट क्वेश्चन. देखिए ये एक जर्नी है. वो एक when you talk about a new channel, it's like a relationship, right? Any relationship will have time where trust is developed over a period of time. There will be shortcomings. Information security, data protection and privacy have to be a regulated sector. I truly believe it. बहुत सी cases में I push decentralization, deregulation. For example, अगर आपने commercial pricing करनी है, product pricing करनी है, आपने नई services लेकर आने चाहिए, उसमें सरकार का कोई लेना देना नहीं होना चाहिए. But data protection, information security, privacy, that has to be driven from the regulator, from the government, and it has to be part of a national dialogue for implementation. Uski wajah ye hai ki if everyone is going to try and adopt their own approach, you are likely to fall into situations where we will have massive data breaches that we see world over. And it becomes now more sensitive as about 20-25% of Pakistanis now have bank accounts thanks to mobile wallets. when you're handling financials information, that becomes a very sensitive piece of information. The same with your social media profiles. So I think national dialogue and regulation is number one. We do see steps around it in the last 2 years. Europe has gone a step further. GDPR का आपने सुना होगा, वहाँ पे it's being implemented. Some people criticize it. The second then is to really hold the technology providers accountable. And we can still do that locally. How we handle information, how we collect information, how we process information. Once you establish the regulatory framework, which is very clear, then there needs to be a discussion around its implementation. Uski private sector ki involvement hona zaruri hai. It shouldn't just be shut down people's throats. And you'll see a lot of good ideas because the risks here are evolving. आखिरी चीज मैं इसमें ये जरूर कहूंगा कि having said all of this and the importance of this, we are leaving digital footprints left, right, and center. It's a fact.
Yeah.
And even with the changes, for example, Facebook or Google को बहुत criticism मिला, Facebook को especially, data privacy पे, Cambridge Analytica पे. So they updated their privacy settings, they updated their terms and conditions, still not ideal, by no means. But उन्होंने pressure में आके update किया कि अब आप ABC चीजें कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं. हम में से कितने लोग हैं जिन्होंने जाके उस रिवाइज सेटिंग्स या उस फुल फंक्शनैलिटी को कभी यूज किया हो कि अच्छा यार अब फेसबुक जो चेंज लेकर आया है उसमें हम ये कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं. क्या करते हैं, वी लीव आवर फेसबुक लॉग्ड इन. So it will be a chicken and egg situation. There will have to be more customer awareness. We shouldn't wait for something untoward to happen. But then we must proceed aggressively when it comes to the public-private partnership and dialogue on security. ये अकेला private sector नहीं कर सकेगा, लेकिन private sector की accountability जरूरी होगी.
Thank you for your answer. Mukim Saab, I have the next question for you. How do you develop the culture needed for digital transformation?
I think I touched it upon a bit earlier as well. I think pehli cheez for me is, as I talked about, the empowering of your people. I think that is the key in all of this discussion. I think second thing that you always want to focus on in this is how do people risk and learn? Because jab bhi aap baat karenge, as Abu Bakr mentioned, and I mentioned earlier, you are going to take a certain degree of risk whenever you're transforming or changing anything. हर चीज 100% क्लियर नहीं होती. So ability to take that appetite and say कि मैं customer journey जो आप change करते हैं, customer behavior. I give you an example of when I talk about risk and profiling. So we thought that we have a huge base which is receiving physical bills. So 60% of the base physical bill receive करती है. It's millions of bills. हमने आइडेंटिफाई किया कि यार 20-30% ऑफ दैट बेस जो है ना वो तो ऑलरेडी डिजिटली पे भी कर रही होती है एंड दे आर नॉर्मली रिसीविंग देयर बिल डिजिटली. सो व्हाई डोंट वी डिसकंटिन्यू देयर फिजिकल बिल एंड वी सॉर्ट ऑफ फोर्स देम इनटू अ बकेट एंड सेइंग कि यार ग्रीन पाकिस्तान इनिशिएटिव, यू मूव इनटू एन नेक्स्ट बकेट and you do that, and we put a sample of those customers into that bucket. And what we started to notice was, and we took a bit of a risk in terms of putting, and we put a small segment, and we started to note their payment behaviors. And despite all the communication, digital, whatever, we had a bit of a pushback in terms of how the customer still wanted to receive a physical bill because they thought we are a utility. So that meant that, okay, stop this process, go back, do more homework, figure out another way of how you will get those customers on board and how people opt into that. So I think for me, that kind of experimentation will need some room across all organizations. The second part of that discussion is, if you put the customer in the middle, because everybody in your organization loves to serve the customer. एक चीज जो तमाम telcos, banks, whatever, एक चीज जो बहुत ज़्यादा centric है every organization में, कि it is that everybody wants to make sure that they keep the customer happy, and that is a general desire of each person who works for the organization. अपनी तरफ से best capability show करता है कि मैं customer को satisfy कैसे करूँ. And I think when we put people in the room, in the digital transformation, what you will need to have is get your front line into the room as well. What normally gets missed out is that when you talk about digital transformation, it seems like a head office में बैठ के 5-6 लोग होंगे जो बैठ के digital plan बनाएंगे फिर process को redo कर देंगे. No, when we are redoing a process, we want to get our last man in the shop, the last man who is in the front line, our lineman, into the room also, because if he does not own that process or that transformation or that change, if you don't understand that pain point, you will not be able to think through the process. So the iterative nature, the culture needs to be a learning one. You need to learn from all levels of the organization. Otherwise, आप कभी भी transform नहीं करेंगे. And चौथी चीज for me that in terms of the culture, what you need to reinforce obviously is this will means a lot of processes. When you talk about digital processes, एक organization में hundreds and thousands of processes होती हैं. What you need to really do is the right focus and the right prioritization, and how do you take your organization along. उस culture के अंदर वो debate, वो discussion, everybody participating in that process. It's everybody's job to be a part of this. If you make it कि यार ये सिर्फ C level और C level -1 के लोगों के एक objective है और बाकी company जिस side पे चल रही है alignment नहीं है, it's not going to come through because the culture eats strategy for breakfast every day.
Right.
And that's what needs to come through.
ठीक हो गया, सही है। अबू बकर साहब, my next question is for you. We all know Pakistan's digital agenda. So how do you compare that Pakistan's digital agenda with that of telcos?
Yeah. Akbar, if I could also add on the culture point, I think, and I'll come to this. I think एक चीज जो बड़ी important है ना, क्योंकि उसने मुकीम ने बात की empowerment of employees की. So, and my message to everyone would be that you have to focus in your organizations on an honest conversation on upskilling. क्योंकि जब आप अपने employees को डिजिटल में शामिल करेंगे ना, तो यार नेचुरल है, इंसान पहले ये कहेगा अच्छा यार फिर मैं फारिग, ये मैंने अपना प्रोसेस डिजिटाइज कर दिया तो मेरी तो नौकरी गई, मुझे मेरी तो जरूरत ही नहीं रही. अब उस कॉन्वर्सेशन में इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट टू बी वेरी वेरी क्लियर, सेट द विजन, सेट द एक्सपेक्टेशंस. And also say कि यार while certain repetitive roles will go away, there will be many new opportunities created because of new skills that are to be acquired. और वो सबसे मुश्किल काम है यार. How do you actually get your employees happy, engaged, motivated about upskilling? So I think that's an important one. Now coming on the digital agenda, देखिए the telcos are जिसे कहते हैं ना, they're a national asset. Connectivity, चाहे वो fixed है या wireless है, connects the country locally and globally. We leverage this infrastructure asset when it comes to emergency government payments to individuals, to businesses, to reaching out to loved ones in times of national emergencies. And like I said, the opportunities now to add added services on top of connectivity is immense. अभी बहुत से social taboos हैं. Women cannot go out of their homes, unfortunately, to work. They can run businesses now digitally. Children can acquire education digitally. You can get health insurance digitally. So if there is one sector that ties in well with the national agenda on digital for Pakistan, the first and the foremost sector is IT-enabled services, जिसका हिस्सा है telecom. And the reason why I use the word IT and IT-enabled services is because it's really important that we also fuel our startup ecosystem. लेकिन ये एक separate conversation हो जाएगी. आखिरी बात उसमें जरूर ये मैं कहूँगा कि हमने तो एक private sector की बात की है ना अकबर around digital transformation and how it can contribute, and we spoke about value-added services and digital 2.0. But at the same time, there is immense benefit of e-government, of digital governance. If you look at the model of Japan, अब ये हवाई बातों से आगे चलेगी ना बात, सारे लोग कहते हैं यार e-governance, but if you actually look at what has happened in Japan, governance has led to an increase in GDP. Those models are before us. हमें तो एक एडवांटेज देना चाहिए कि जिस स्टेज पे हम हैं उसमें बहुत से मुल्कों में 3G 4G तो आ गया था हमसे. And those behaviors will be replicated. So we have that advantage to drive our national agenda forward quickly. लेकिन साथ ही साथ जिसे कहते हैं ना यार, हर वॉक ऑफ लाइफ में स्टेक होल्डर मैनेजमेंट बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट होगा. डिजिटल एजेंडा जब आप ड्राइव करेंगे ना बिल्कुल साइड से, और आप कोर प्रोसेसेस और कोर पर्सनल को एलियनेट कर देंगे और कहेंगे यार तुम डिजिटल हो, तुम नॉन डिजिटल हो, so then bureaucracy, politics, red tapeism comes in. Digital agenda cannot be driven by a select group on the side, alada sirf hatke. It has to be an inclusive environment. That is the only way you will get buy-in, both at a company and organization level and also at a sarkar level.
सही ये आपने कल्चर की.
Can I add something on the digital agenda पे जो अब्बा ने बात की? So मेरी एक बड़ी favorite एक एनालॉजी है उसमें। आई थिंक व्हाट नीड्स टू हैपन इज कि देखें, वी हैव अ प्रोडक्टिविटी इशू इन द कंट्री। हमारी वर्कफोर्स प्रोडक्टिव नहीं है। जीडीपी पर कैपिटा हम कंपेयर करें तो वी आर एक्चुअली ड्रॉपिंग डाउन एट द ग्लोबल लेवल। आप हम ऊपर नहीं जा रहे, नीचे जा रहे हैं, राइट? दैट मीन्स कि प्रोडक्टिविटी ऑफ वर्कफोर्स इज एन इशू। सो फॉर मी द डिजिटल एजेंडा इज अबाउट सेइंग कि यार हमारा फार्मर प्रोडक्टिव कैसे होगा, हमारा जो सबसे अनस्किल्ड लेबर है उसकी प्रोडक्टिविटी में कैसे बेहतर कर सकता हूँ। यू नो, हाउ कैन आई गेट माय वर्स्ट प्रोडक्टिव लेबर टू बी एट अबव द एवरेज। मैं अपनी यील्ड कैसे बेहतर करूंगा, मेरा मेडिकल पेट डॉक्टर जो है वो कैसे ज्यादा प्रोडक्टिव होगा, हाउ विल ही बी मोर इफेक्टिव इन हिज। सो आई थिंक द इवेंचुअल गोल ऑफ डिजिटल दैट नीड्स टू कम अक्रॉस इज कि इसको ट्रांसलेट करना पड़ेगा बड़ी सादा, वो बड़ी अच्छी बात की सादी जुबान में। कस्टमर के लिए क्या मीनिंग है, हमारे लिए क्या मीनिंग है। इट इज अबाउट प्रोडक्टिविटी एंड ऑफ द डे। एक बहुत बड़ी टेक्नोलॉजी के अंदर लीप्स की जरूरत नहीं है, हमें कोई बिलियंस ऑफ डॉलर्स की इन्वेस्टमेंट हमें शायद बाहर से नहीं चाहिए है, हमें जिस तरह स्टार्टअप कल्चर की बात की। सो आई थिंक फॉर मी इट इज अबाउट मेकिंग पीपल मोर एंड मोर प्रोडक्टिव एंड गिविंग देम न्यू एवेन्यूज एंड मेकिंग देम मोर इंडिपेंडेंट। बिकॉज पीटीसीएल या कोई भी कंपनी, कोई भी टेलको इस स्पेस में तभी वैल्यूबल है अगर उसका कस्टमर की प्रोडक्टिविटी बेहतर हो रही है। यू नो, दैट्स एंड ऑफ द डे दैट्स आवर गोल एज अ नेशन।
कल्चर की बात की थी अबू बकर साहब ने, मुझे भी अपनी एक बड़ी ज़बरदस्त एक एक्सपीरियंस याद आ गया। When I was working with Microsoft, तो Microsoft ने Office 365 लॉन्च किया, everything was moved to the cloud, और लोग बड़ा रिलक्टेंट थे इस चेंज को एक्सेप्ट करने के लिए। तो वो जो ये कहते थे कि यार हमारे पास तो 2000 ऑफिस 2013 भी हम लोग यूज़ नहीं कर पाते, आप कह रहे हो 2019 यूज़ करो, हमारे तो कोई एक्सेप्ट ही नहीं करेगा। और उनको वही अपनी नौकरियों का खतरा कि यार हमारी तो नौकरियां चली जाएंगी अगर हम इस नई टेक्नोलॉजी के ऊपर आ गए। तो मैंने उनको अपना बड़ा एक अपना रियल लाइफ एग्जांपल बताया कि माय फादर यूज्ड टू वर्क फॉर अ जर्मन कंपनी इन सऊदी अरेबिया, वहाँ पर ही वाज अ जनरल मैनेजर फाइनेंस। तो वो अपना सारा काम मैनुअली किया करते थे। तो जिस वक्त कंप्यूटर आए तो कंपनी ने कहा कि भाई आप लोग जो हैं वो इसको डिजिटाइज करें और कंप्यूटर के ऊपर काम करना स्टार्ट करें। लेकिन उन्होंने इस चेंज को एक्सेप्ट ही नहीं किया और उन्हें डर भी था। तो उन्होंने एक बंदे को हायर कर लिया अलग से कि यार ये कंप्यूटर के ऊपर काम करने के लिए ये बंदा काम करेगा। तो एट द एंड ऑफ द डे क्योंकि वो नहीं उन्होंने एम्ब्रेस किया इस चेंज को और वो नहीं गए इस तरफ, तो वो फिर कंपनी ने उनको फायर कर दिया, ख़त्म कर दिया, उनकी जॉब ख़त्म कर दी। तो वी मस्ट चेंज, एक्सेप्ट दिस चेंज एंड वी मस्ट एम्ब्रेस टेक्नोलॉजी। तो दिस इज़ द नीड ऑफ टाइम, और ये हम हमेशा के लिए ये वैलिड है। अच्छा अबू बकर साहब, मैं आपसे एक सवाल और पूछना चाहूँगा कि व्हाट्स नेक्स्ट, मतलब व्हाई शुड एंड व्हाट शुड वी एक्सपेक्ट फ्रॉम टेलकोज नाउ?
या देखिए, एक तो अकबर अभी कनेक्टिविटी इन पाकिस्तान की आउटरीच में भी अपॉर्चुनिटी है। अगर यूनिक सिम पेनिट्रेशन देखें ना, सबके पास 2-3 सिम्स है, बहुत से लोगों के पास। अब उसकी वजह से आपको नजर आता है यार 180 मिलियन कस्टमर हो गए, इतने एक्स कस्टमर हो गए। बट द फैक्ट ऑफ द मैटर इज दैट अराउंड 60% ऑफ पाकिस्तान इज कनेक्टेड विद बेसिक कनेक्टिविटी, यूनिक सिम पेनिट्रेशन। तो अभी 30 से 40% कनेक्ट करने की जरूरत है, एंड आई थिंक उस पर काम हो रहा है, अच्छा काम हो रहा है। एंड आई थिंक दैट हैज टू बी ब्रेड एंड बटर। हम बहुत फैंसी चीजों पे पहले चले जाएं और वो बेसिक कनेक्टिविटी ना हो। उसके लिए अगेन दैट पब्लिक प्राइवेट डायलॉग is really important, because how we reach that 40%, are we going to make it prohibitively expensive for telcos to reach there, or are we actually going to make it convenient for telcos and also customers? And us pe I have to admit that USF and other functions are actually working on that. So that's number one, basic connectivity for all. Number two, what I would say is how can we solve common man problems using technology? And like I say again, focus on the business problem, the customer problem. And we have spoken about the next frontier of value-added services. We have spoken about how can a farmer become more productive, right? If it's a major part of my GDP, अब डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजीज के जरिए तो मैं सेंसर्स के जरिए तो मैं टेम्परेचर मॉनिटरिंग से लेके एडवाइजरी से लेके buying and selling कर सकता हूँ through digital channels. So really leveraging the value of digital for our benefit. I will say the reason why I spoke about startups and public-private collaboration is कि कोई एक पार्टी अकेले नहीं कर सकती। अच्छा, अब I really do like that corporates, telcos are working within their domains and are really trying to excel. That's a positive stage and a positive step. But at the same time, no one can do it on its own. अगर आपको एक प्रॉब्लम के सोल्यूशन चाहिए, आज आप एक चले जाएं एक इंक्यूबेटर, एक्सेलरेटर, यंगस्टर्स, टेक्नोलॉजी प्रोफेशनल्स, business customer professionals, and engage them to help solve your problems. And I think that with that, we can leapfrog quicker. So I would say, Ji, number one would be how can we leverage technology to get connectivity to the masses, number one. Number two, what we should expect, and what I'm hoping is greater public-private collaboration to solve everyday problems when it comes to health, education, and productivity. And number three would be then to actually engage our youth. We have one of the largest youth population in the world. What an asset! And leveraging that youth to actually spur economic activities. So those three.
All right, Abu Bakr, we have a question from the audience as well. So if I may just add to it. Hi Abu Bakr, considering it's from Umar Bhatti. He's asking, considering your experience in both EasyPaisa and Jazz Cash, how do you think telco players can increase financial inclusion in Pakistan?
यार देखो, एक तो ये ना कि अगर मेरे पास एक सर्टेन नंबर ऑफ बैंक ब्रांचेस पाकिस्तान में है और वो बैंक ब्रिक एंड मोर्टर की जरूरत रहेगी. इवन Amazon has opened up brick and mortar stores, तो उसकी एक अपनी एक प्लेस रहेगी. I don't think that will completely go away. Having said that, if you look at Pakistan's history, कि अगर 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 अगर बैंक branches हैं, you're not going to be able to cover 200 million people. It's impossible. So disrupting the business model that EasyPaisa and Jazz Cash have done, get customers on board for payment services. कि यार आप एक ऐसा मोबाइल वॉलेट खोलते हैं कि यार पेमेंट्स वो कर सके. I think that step is working well. उस पे acceleration हो रही है and we should expect that more. लेकिन जो दूसरा स्टेप है ना वो, इफ आई एम बीइंग वेरी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, अभी क्रैक नहीं हुआ. ये पेमेंट सर्विसेज जितनी भी है ना, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू बी टॉकिंग ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ EasyPaisa और Jazz Cash और एनीवन, सो these are my views. ये पेमेंट सर्विसेज इस वक्त आर अ हुक फॉर कस्टमर्स टू एंगेज, बट वी आर नॉट लेवरेजिंग द फुल वैल्यू ऑफ फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन. उस वॉलेट के अंदर हम फाइनेंसिंग नहीं देते, हमने SME सेक्टर को पीछे छोड़ दिया. मैं आई ऑलवेज सेड दैट इन माय प्रायर टॉक एज वेल कि अगर फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन करनी है ना किसी सेक्टर की, तो स्मॉल मीडियम एंटरप्राइज सेक्टर की करें. वो ही बैकबोन होगा इकोनॉमी का. वो एग्रीकल्चर में भी है, इंडस्ट्री में भी है, टेक्सटाइल में भी है, उसमें छोटा माइक्रो एंटरप्रेन्योर भी है. तो द SME फोकस इन फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन इन द नेक्स्ट वेव is going to be really really important for the country to grow. उसमें भी रेगुलेटर का भी आ जाता है कि यार SVP needs to set incentives. देखो यार, आज तक हाउसिंग फाइनेंस नहीं होता था, डिजिटल चीजें नहीं होती थी. स्टेट बैंक ने कह दिया भाई हाउसिंग फाइनेंस करो और सारे लग गए अब करने. हमें कुछ जगहों पे इंटरवेंशन की जरूरत पड़ती है. एंड आई थिंक SME सेक्टर has to be our next focus area for financial inclusion in Pakistan. And then offering customers more than just payment services. Give them the ability to get financing through digital channels, insurance, savings products. I think ये दो चीजें would be important.
Great, great. अच्छा, Mukim Saab, I would, we've run out of time now. We have last question for you. What does digital transformation really mean for a business leader?
I think at the end of the day, it's about the customer. For as a business leader, I would like to be where if I am adding value to my customer end of the day. So digital transformation for the sake of transformation मुझे नहीं करनी. So for me, anything that helps me get to the customer or improve the experience better, that's what digital transformation ideally means. And to deliver that, you have to consider Nirvana experience as a customer. What do I expect as a good digital experience? Which one is a good digital experience? And then you see कि आप आज किधर हैं, and what are the steps you need to go there. So I think the end of the day it has to be about the customer. Customer आपका कभी internal भी होता है, कभी external भी होता है. It could be government, it could be any startup, anything for that matter. So I think the second thing of this is कि the digital transformation is actually a reflection of the ecosystem as well. So अगर हम किसी भी ecosystem की बात करें तो उसके अंदर एक maturity आती है with the period of time. So things do not become, they don't go to the nth scale on day one. Things scale with time as well. So whether it's the startup culture में entrepreneurs need to have some maturity and it comes with time. People succeed, people fail, and people move forward. So end of the day, whatever digital transformation you do in an ecosystem is reflective of what the customer needs are, and at times you exceed them because it's much more economical for you to actually do that, and you take the customer in the journey along. So for me, it's about the customer end of the day.
Thank you. All right. There's one question from our audience as well. Ms. Sam has asked that human being is a social animal. How you see the impact of digitization on human interaction?
Okay, interesting. I'll go first and then let Abu crack at it as well.
Sure.
I think at the end of the day, देखें हर चीज के positives और negatives होते हैं. So I think in my view, it does not compensate for a physical interaction. So I still have to meet people for a coffee, and myself and Abubakar often do that as well, despite having social interactions over the digital medium. So nothing replaces that. However, for people who are actually, you know, if a guy who is working in Karachi and his family is in, you know, Islamabad or Peshawar, for them this social interaction is the only thing that they have, right? So I think to me the value social interaction is a virtual of context. So I think in certain context it is, I mean, it has by leaps and bounds. In certain office environments right now, COVID days mein, just that we are allowing people to be safe at their homes and still continue to contribute to the organizations, it's a fantastic thing. So I think that safety overwhelms. However, yes, there is too much of everything cannot be taken for granted. So I think for me, it does not replace the social, interaction and that value. But I think we have to understand in the overall, the goodness of humanity, where I believe as we get along into this culture, people will, be able to compensate for these effects. However, the positives need to be measured as well. So I think the overall positivity needs to be seen. Yes, there are downsides, but I think there are mitigants that will come once the pandemic, inshallah ta'ala, hopefully after vaccination, things when they come back to normal, the productivity and the social interaction will balance. That's my view. So I think overall, I see benefits as well in this overall equation.
Yeah, nothing to add. I think Mukeem covered it really well.
Thank you. Thank you. That's all about it. Thank you very much, Abu Bakar Saab and Mukeem Saab, for your valuable time. It was a wonderful talking to you both. Wonderful experience. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Allah Hafiz.